of some of mine, I mean, this version of 4 knocked this one down a peg.
Really?
That's how much I like that version of 4.
My favorites go 7, 6, 8 in that order, and then 4 after that probably.
You need to play all the way through 9.
Yeah, I do. Okay, so we're talking about Final Fantasy VI.
So now we're talking about what is honestly my favorite Final Fantasy of the series, which is 6 or 3. And that was the part of it's because it was my introduction to the series, and the other part of it is because there's just a lot to love about that game. It's swords and sorcery in a steampunk-esque setting.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's a very subdued steampunk. I mean, it's mostly we have steam engines.
Yeah.
And we have steam climate control in our houses, but we don't need guns.
No.
The Empire uses guns, and flying machines, and stuff. But I think what really strikes me with 6 is that even though the characters are moldable party-wise,
right.
they start out as in a niche, and by the end of the game, they're all magic users that just waylay on everything. But different ones have different high-end stats, but you can still manipulate them. But the characters all have personalities, and that was what I really liked about 6 as well. 4, you had personalities. In 6,
you really had
personalities. I like the conflict with Terra. I like the inner struggle of her trying to determine whether it's proper to be, where do I fit in? What am I? And I hate being used. You have Edgar and his, he's so insecure. He's a womanizer. And most people don't even get the insecure part because it's very underlined. It's very...
I didn't get it.
Well, he is insecure. I mean...
You get a little bit of it. So
well, I mean, that's why he hides who he is at the end. And it's not because he's recognized. It's because it gives him a chance to be someone else.
No.
And because remember, him and his brother both wanted freedom. He gave away his freedom for his brother because he loved his brother, and so he's stuck being a king when he doesn't want to be a king.
Oh.
The womanizer part of it, if you ever notice, a lot of it's flubbed.
Yeah, it really is.
Or it feels too big, and so he's really compensating. I like, my favorite character in the game is still Locke. I think...
Oh, yeah.
You thief, I'm not a thief. I'm a treasure hunter.
We could say the same thing. Sorry. Anyways.
So what do you like most about 6?
Well, Locke, I really connected with Locke as a character. I just personality-wise, mentality-wise,
Even with the tragic lover
aspect.
Yeah.
Save the world, get the girl, that kind of stuff. Because he's trying to do all this.
And he's trying to resurrect his dead girlfriend.
Yeah.
And he ends up falling in love with a better girl anyway.
Yeah, I mean, but that does raise the question, if the Phoenix thing had been used, was it necrophilia at that point?
Why do you have to bring that up?
Because I have to, and I'm me. Because I'm me, and you know this. But no, I mean, that was the first one you got the airship in 4. You did. I don't know about 5, because I didn't play it long enough.
You get the airship in all of them.
Well, yeah, but I don't know.
You get the airship really early in 3.
Yeah, you get it really early in 3.
But in Final Fantasy VI, the airships had their own personalities.
Yes, thank you. That's where I was going with it. I don't know.
Because you had 2 distinct airships.
And they just had a different feel to them. I think they even had different music playing in there and everything. And it just, I don't know, it gave it more of a touch.
Even the second airship had its own tragic backstory for why it was buried.
Yeah. Which is awesome. And then we can't forget the theater scene.
Oh, the opera house?
The opera house, yes.
The opera house scene is very good. Because it's one of those few take me out of the game moments.
Right.
But it doesn't feel like a take me out of the game moment.
No.
And of course you can't talk about 6 without talking about the bad guy.
Insane clown guy, yeah. Kefka.
And what's funny is he's not really an insane clown.
Yeah.
It's in this version it's hinted but it's not told. In the later translations they fly out say it. He was an original Mage Tech Knight.
Yep.
And the experiments to give him magic forced him to go insane. and a lot of the markings are where he went insane and he tattooed his face, and then he becomes the right hand, and then we all, if you don't know it, then
well, I mean, it's been what 20 years old, going on 20 years now. I think the spoiler alert's a little over now. Anyways,
but Jastal works as a bad guy too. I mean,
they were both douchebags.
But Jastal was honorable.
Yeah, okay, I'll give you that.
Because he would admit defeat.
Yeah.
And remember, it wasn't Jastal that ordered the death of Doma.
No, it wasn't. I keep forgetting that sometimes.
It was Kefka doing it against orders.
Yeah.
Because Jastal's general was Leo, and Leo was an honorable man.
And I really wish you would have got to keep him as a character. And first time playing through that, I really thought he was. I was like, okay, we're getting Leo. That makes sense.
Yeah,
fair enough.
It does. And no, we don't. I mean, he's one of those characters that, for as little as you have him, and as little as he's in the game, he leaves an impact, because he's the one shining hope of good in that vile empire.
Yeah. Yeah.
He really is. And then at the end, when he realizes he's been done in, what does he do? He goes against everyone he's been fighting with because he knows he's been done in, and that was such a great character turn.
Yeah, because his goal was to do the right thing.
Yep.
And you can respect that. He was a good.
Yep.
He deserves his own good guy.
And then of course, with 6 you had the customization of the magic system. You had the espers, and
stat boosting like a mofo.
Yeah, statting like that. And then you had the broken weapons and the broken armors.
Oh yeah.
The Minerva vest.
That's what made fun. And of course, the economizer.
It depends on what kind of playthrough you're going for. I mean, because that's another thing about 6 is 6 is one of those games where no two people played it the same way.
That's true. I mean, I never did a natural magic game. I'm not the type to do those kind of...
I mean, honestly, 4, you're stuck in what you're given, and everyone's given the same thing throughout the game.
True.
5, you have options, but certain options are better, and you still need a balanced party.
Yeah.
6,
it's the first game where
what are you wanting to do?
That's the first game where you really had options.
Do you want a character that doesn't take damage? Mog. Put him with the Moogle suit, give him the jump boots, he's a Dragoon that never dies.
Yeah.
I mean, Terra with the gem box and the economizer? Locke with the Genji Glove of the Offering and the Thief's Knife and the Atma weapon. Or if you're really good and you know where to get the second Atma weapon, because there are 2, well, it's technically the Ultima weapon.
Okay.
But there are 2.
Okay,
you can steal one of them.
Okay, yeah.
You can steal one of them. And I don't remember off the top of my head where you can steal it. But
you always told me it was Atma weapon, and I could never get it.
No, it's not Atma weapon.
I was going to say, because
I used to remember getting one from Atma weapon, but you don't.
It's not him.
I'll tell you that. It's in the World of Ruin, and I think you can trade something in the Colosseum for one too.
I think you can, but I'm going to.
But it's one of those fights that's it's a pain to win, and of course nobody in the Colosseum ever fights proper.
Oh God, no! They're like, bend over, boy. You going to take it?
I'm sending Sabin to the Colosseum. I cast this that kills myself.
Yeah, and he does it every time.
Just about.
The one that I always send was.
And if you send in Celise, she runix all the time. If you send in Locke, if you don't send in Locke with the Thief's Glove,
he steals.
He steals. So you send him in with the Thief's Glove, and so he's more likely to actually do stuff. Edgar's more likely to do stuff, but Edgar every time I send Edgar in, he has a bad habit of going flash.
Well, see, the thing is if I'm doing that, I sell every tool except for the chainsaw. Do tools now, I dare you. I dare you.
You have a chance at an auto kill.
Or auto rape when it does the spin attack.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, that's a guaranteed 9s across the board almost.
Pretty much. But, I mean, 6 is just one of those games. It's polarizing. It's got a great story. It's got a good feel.
It's just good all around.
Yep. 6. So now we're talking about your favorite, and probably my 3rd or 4th favorite, and that's 7.
Yes. which is, if you can notice, this is your copy of the PlayStation version.
Yes, that's my original Black Label.
Which I've got one of those. And this is the PC copy. And this is, the funny thing is, I got this hoping this would work on my computer at the time. This was the Asian Pacific edition, actually. And it's not to be sold outside of that area, but I got it on eBay, so screw you people.
And then he has this lovely design of a box here.
For the original PC version for back in the day, which I still have that version, and it doesn't work on a PC nowadays. So you have to get the Steam version.
Yeah, you get to get the Steam version. Or I think there's custom patches
that
you
never
can
had any
download
luck
for
with
it.
those.
But yeah, so since 6 is my favorite, 7 is yours. Let's let you start with 7.
Well, and kind of like you said, it was your introduction. It was my second introduction into role-playing games. Mario RPG being the first, but it was my first Final Fantasy. And it was just so overwhelming. The story, the characters, the world, the involvement. Sid saying, "Sit down and drink your GDT." Which,
Barrett in his foul mouth.
Yes. It's like, wow, they swear. And it was like,
yeah.
That's awesome. Because, it came out nice. Or I got to play it in 99, so
it was
just in high school.
96, 97.
Yes, so. I just aged myself. That happened. But, I mean...
I was in high school when I played it, too, so...
But, it just, I don't know, like I said, and then the full motion cutscenes, which is something I wish they wouldn't have gotten away from was I love the setup of the gameplay. Oh, we're getting a special cutscene. You felt like you earned it. You're like, hey, I got this cool fight. You earned it.
Yep.
Here's a cutscene.
And then later, it's just like, cutscene. A little bit of gameplay.
Yeah. And then, if you remember when on the airship, when the weapons got released, Tifa's tits shaking as she fell down, that was always a nice cutscene. I know, I go there, and just does.
I know you go there.
But, I don't know, that and just, I love the summons, Knights of the Round. It was just always cool to watch the cinematics for those.
It was, even though I felt Knights of the Round ran too long.
It did when you were trying to get shit done. But, if you do like I did, like I've done the last few times I played through it, when you get the you do the gold Chocobo thing before you go into Midgar for the final thing in Midgar right there at the end of the second disc. And you go in there and Hojo's being a douche, and you're like, oh, there's Form 3 of Hojo. I got something for you, boy. And then you give him the Knights of the Round. That's satisfying. Not because it was it wasn't a hard fight by any means.
No.
But he was a douchebag.
He was.
And, it was deserving to see him just go whack, 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 whack. And just all the different combinations you could do with the materia to make different stuff happen, like final attack, and then you combo with that with Phoenix.
Oh, final attack! Oh, now we're getting into the part of 7 that I loved, and that was the materia combos.
Oh yeah,
because 7 was the first game I truly broke. I mean, you're talking about I had characters set up to do nothing but just demolish enemies without any interaction whatsoever. I beat Emerald Weapon with the timer still on because I was casting 8 dimmies with 4 attacks, 4 still attempts, and recovering more HP and MP than I used to cast it all, and then mimicking it on the other 2 because I had enough to do it. And it was just like, you do this, it's their turn, do this.
Because that was such a long fight. It really.
Well, no, that was my answer for pretty much everything in the game at that point. Either I was casting Demi, or I was casting Fire 3, or I was doing it with... if I was really just wanting to be a dick, I'd do it with Bolt, because Bolt hurt most everything in the game at some point.
Yeah.
You could... what was it? You could do specials with summons. I mean, the whole combination and... The leveling up materia was a neat idea. It was a very complex system.
The master materias.
That was so easy to break. It was so easy to manipulate that system.
I remember Curtis level grinding until it was level 30 when he left Midgar the first time. When he left Midgar at the beginning of the first disc,
Yeah.
And I just remember sitting there. He was ready to have Omni Slash if he just had the item to put on there. He could have Omni Slash. Beginning of the first disc, before the flashback and everything. He crawled. He did.
I was about to say, because you don't get the item until later.
Yeah, you got. I mean, he could have. He meteor rained Rufus in the fight with him, and I was just like, You're a son of a bitch. Is all I can
Well,
think.
the limits were so easy to get to the end of, but you had to
You had to actually
items.
use the characters.
Yeah. And then that's where I feel 7 was weaker than some of the others.
Because they break it.
Well, no, the characters.
Really?
And it's funny because I'm probably gonna get a bunch of backlash on this.
Oh yeah, you're gonna get hate on my channel.
But you know what?
It's your opinion.
It's my opinion.
It's your opinion, and we are all free to it. Or at least that's the last time I checked.
But no, I like the characters. But I feel the fan base doesn't understand the characters. Because having arguments with fans of the game about who this character is, why this character's motivations are, and it's just like, look, you don't... I mean, like, the fan love of Aerith. I don't get it. She is loved because she's the innocent girl next door, and she literally is in love with Cloud, or she's not in love with Cloud so much as it's Cloud's in love with her because Cloud is occupying other person's persona, and he's got...
I'm your dead
Tifa.
boyfriend.
Yeah, and Tifa is just standing there the whole time. And Tifa is the most complex and interesting character in the game. And everyone just is like, Cloud, he's the badass. And what really got me was especially with the movie.
Yeah.
When they brought out the movie and then Cloud became the silent badass, and I'm going, that wasn't his character.
He talked a lot more than he did in the movie. So, yeah, I'll give you that.
They retconned him because that's what the fans wanted.
Yeah, give them what they want. Which I really enjoyed that movie, but I know what you're saying.
It felt like a betrayal. I mean, Tifa got side pushed again. She had her moments, but I mean, the girl's been sitting there waiting.
Yeah, no. I rated only alerts for so long. Mako generator on that bad boy.
Yeah, but the Tifa character arc, the reason I love it, and you as a fan of the game will understand why I love her character arc, because she is the one who knows the entire time the truth about Cloud.
Yep.
And she's with him as he tells all these lies to everybody, and she keeps her mouth shut. Because she knows if she tells him, he's gonna flip out.
Yep, and he is gonna. Just the whole walls come crashing down. Basically.
And when he flips out, she's there.
Yep. Which it wasn't his. It wasn't by calling him out on why he didn't flip out.
No, he put all the pieces together.
Yeah. But that, and I see Tifa and Eris, and I think of Brazzer's video too. But hey, it is what it is.
But and another thing too, I love Tifa so much that I will call out everybody that draws fan art of her because they don't draw the scar.
One of my favorite things to do, and it's just one of those fuck off things really, but the Palmer fight in Sid's hometown or Sid's town, doing the when he fought, because he was such a weak little bitch. What I would do is I would cast haste on him just to give him a chance. Just like here. And he just, his little fat ass would just be sitting there flopping around. And it was just funny to watch, and you still kill him like it's nobody's business. But I don't know. It's just one of those neat little screw around things to do.
Well, there's a lot of stuff that you can screw around with in the game. And that's why I think it has a big appeal, is there's a character for everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Even though everyone loves Cloud, there's a character for everybody.
Oh, yeah.
And my big thing also too is that everyone talks about how tragic and terrible the death is, and I came out of the Chrono Trigger era. I'm sorry, character deaths were nothing to me.
Now the thing is though, and I have to go here. Did you scratch all your base or belong to us in the back of the disc and put it into play?
No, I did not.
You know, someone out there actually had to have done that.
I knew better then.
Which, if you don't know, that was a big thing back then about trying to
all
get
the
Aerith back
different things for getting Aerith.
And one of them, one of the big popular ones that got a lot of, and because there was some idiot that did it was, and then the one idiot that did that's actually watching, it'll be the one person that watches this and comments on it. So it's going to be, oh crap.
It's alright, it's alright.
We're still rolling, we got another minute.
You knocked over my Final Fantasy IV.
I so lost that train of thought.
All your base are belong to
Yes. Okay, you know that one idiot who posted that? The one guy who did that put that up there, is getting lulls for life because he knows at least one or two people ruin their copy of the game.
Oh yeah.
Doing that.
And that is an expensive game to get now. Especially that one.
Yeah. Which, I mean, the PC game, there was some mods you could do, and there was a save file I think I downloaded for the PC version where someone had her put back in it.
There's mods that did a better translation. Have you seen the mod for this version of it?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about that.
I'm not even talking about the Aerith Alive one. I'm talking about the mod for this one,
okay.
where the entire game runs on the graphic cutscenes engine.
I didn't know about that. No.
Yeah, there's one of those.
Someone spent a lot of time doing
It's
that.
basically they took the fight animations and they made that the standard animation scenes.